Hello, Virgos. Welcome to your March monthly reading. This is Owlchemist Tarot, serving tarot straight up. So I'm going to be pulling energy for March, what's going to be going on throughout the month, and then focusing on your main sectors of money, love, career, and focusing also what you need to be more conscientious of in the communication zone, and then a card for each week of this month. Now, my readings are for your sun, moon, or rising, so if you have Virgo in one of those, this reading might resonate with you. I also recommend to watch your sun, moon, and rising video signs because that gives you more of a holistic understanding what could happen through this month and into early April. So here we go. I'm just going to go ahead and pull cards. All right. Let me just get these. Well, lovely energy, Virgo. You got Wheel of Fortune this month. You know, the tides are starting to turn for you, Virgo. Wheel of Fortune is all about, number one, this is a completion, a major life completion. So for many of you, you're starting on a new path. To me, this is the yes card, the go for it card. If you've been, holding yourself back, now would be the time to start putting things in gear. And also, you're going to have everything that you need at your fingertips to start and ultimately be successful. The Wheel of Fortune also is that it is creativity. It truly is when there is a finality or an ending with something, there is a new beginning. So I do feel like for many of you, you're on the cusp of something, groundbreaking that you've really wanted to expand on. So this is really exciting for you. And again, Wheel of Fortune is a 10, so it is a completion. And for some of you, it was holding yourself back. Wheel of Fortune is ruled by Sagittarius, who is ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter is a planet of expansion. Good luck. So I have to tell you that, there certainly could be things that you were pondering to start back in Sag season, so that November, December timeframe, and now you've been working through some things and could see energy starting to move forward. So really great stuff for you, Virgo. Now in your money zone, you got Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands tells me that, this would be the month to hold on to your money a little bit more. This would not, and also watch for any type of arguments or, challenging disagreements around money, because that could be, you could find yourself that the environment, the energy around money is a little bit volatile. So I would just say be careful what you spend on. And again, you're going to do what you're going to do, free will, but you just kind of watch your money going in and out, but be be careful. We're not even in retrograde. I can't even speak. Be a little bit careful when it comes to arguing around money, because, at the end of the day, money is energy. Okay. So what you put in is what you get out. And I know money can be a point of contention for a lot of people, but what I would tell you is that this is just not the month to get into, flat out arguments over coin. In your love zone, amazing card. You got the Empress. The Empress is ruled by Taurus. So actually, you could definitely might see some major movement in Taurus season. But for the month of March, the Empress is all about creativity and the birth of something new. For some of you, especially if you're single, you could get into a relationship with someone who really sparks that inner fire, that really you have an emotional connection to, and a mental connection. I cannot fucking speak, and we're not even in retrograde. But also, one thing I want to point out, and the Empress is known for fertility. So if whether you're singles or coupled, and you're not looking to expand on your family or add another additional person to a family, I would just be, careful and use all the proper precautions, because pregnancy could happen. Certainly an unexpected pregnancy could happen. Or if you are in a partnership, maybe you and your partner have been discussing more about having kids or expanding your family. So, but all I can tell you is the Empress is really lovely energy. The Empress, because, she's ruled by Taurus, who's ruled by Venus, it's all about that, sexuality and sensuality and doing things for each other that is going to be, feel good. Cooking a really lovely meal, good wine, good food, those types of things to kind of get everyone in the mood. So excellent with love. In career, you got the Queen of Swords. Now, this is my one of my favorite ladies, one of my favorite queens. I'm saying that because I'm an Aqua. And I pull heavy Queen of Swords. So Queen of Swords is very much about communication, mental agility. Now, for some of you, you could be, you could be growing your career in it could be in the communication area, PR, public relations. Sorry, folks, I'm having a hard time getting words out today. Media, if you're in any type of creativity, writing, that type of thing, advertising. You could certainly be expanding your role in that type of career or looking to get into that. Or you're trying to partner with people who, that is what their job is. Queen of Swords, what I would tell you for career, Queen of Swords can be a little detached and very much my way or the highway. So Queen of Swords energy can be very standoffish at times and very, very direct communication. So Virgo, if you catch yourself being a little too direct, people might take that as you being almost too bullish or bossy. Or, some people who may not know you very well might think that you're trying to bully some, that kind of type of. So just be careful on your tone. It's not so much what you're saying, it's how you're saying it, but I would just kind of keep that in mind with the Queen of Swords because she's very cutting. That energy is very cutting with words, and she's very, very smart, and she knows what to say and who to say it to. And she knows people's weaknesses, so she knows how to hone in on that. But yes, for definitely on expanding communications could be in the career zone, and that could help you tenfold because it's like expanding your network, building yourself out, okay, putting yourself out there. And it could be in articles, it could be in social media, et cetera, et cetera. In your communication zone, Eight of Pentacles. Now, this Eight of Pentacles is very much kind of that mentor-mentee type of energy. What I would say, and this kind of falls to that energy with the Queen of Swords, Virgo, the Eight of Pentacles to me is that it is okay to admit, number one, if you don't know how to do something. If you're not an expert in something, that's okay. I think if you're just open, honest, and say to your team, you know what, this is not my strength, or I don't know how to do this, by being honest and open and kind of sharing that, you're still learning in some areas, like we all are, we're all evolving students, that it kind of humanizes you a little bit more, Virgo. Virgo, you tend to have, some people have a really hard time reading you. And in many ways, you can be very black and white on things. So I do think if you kind of put down those barriers that you've put up, to keep yourself kind of more private, especially in your professional zone, even in your personal life, I would just kind of take a step back and be open and admit something if you don't know how to do it, because it really does show that, you're human. And people need to see that, Virgo, okay? So first week in March, Three of Wands, which is right under that Seven of Wands energy. Three of Wands is actually really showing people what you can do. What I'm going to say is that the whole Seven of Wands is, yes, in the money zone, you're going to want to kind of keep check with what your money is and not kind of be too extravagant, but you do have to stand up for yourself and stand up for your ground. And with the Three of Wands, if you want something bad enough, Virgo, then you really have to be the one to go for it. The Three of Wands is showing the world, here I am, this is what I can do, and you just watch. So I'm going to say that Virgos, with a lot of this energy, I think that there's a lot of forward movement on the horizon here. And I feel like even though Virgos, you typically don't need to necessarily take the spotlight, this is going to be one of those moments where you need to show up and show people what you can do, okay? And you might have that kind of push of energy this first week of March. Second week, we got Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles, and it was right under the Empress card. So what I'm going to tell you in regards to, you kind of pursuing anything creative or expressing yourself. The Four of Pentacles is considered the wealth and, sometimes the miser card, but it's a lot of times it's someone that's holding something very close to their chest. Pentacles are things that you manifest in your world. So it can be money in abundance, absolutely, but it can also be things, opportunities. What I'll tell you is that don't hold on too tight. So let me, Spirit's giving me this example. If you tell Spirit or the universe, I want all these opportunities. I want to be successful. I want to have a new job. I want to, make $2,000 in 2 weeks, whatever the case is. Then it's great that you're doing all those affirmations and intentions, wonderful, but you have to be open and say yes to the opportunities that Spirit is giving you. So that's what I mean, because a lot of times people will say, well, I'm doing all my intentions and affirmations, but are you open to all the opportunities and experiences that Spirit is giving you to actually create and manifest those things in your world? So what I'm going to tell you is the second week, if you notice, you need to be open to things, Virgo, because that is really how you're going to get yourself out there, okay? Third week, 5 of Wands. So this can be this is ego combative behavior. What I'm going to say is it's right under the Queen of Swords energy, under that kind of career zone. Virgo, I would say this third week, especially third, fourth week, I would just stay out of unnecessary discussions or things that are going to set you off. I'm saying that because the Queen of Swords energy is right above the 5 of Wands, and the Queen of Swords does not play. She can be very ruthless with words and very cold-hearted when she needs to be. And when I say she, please understand I mean feminine energy. I don't mean she as in gender. That's irrelevant when it comes to tarot. 5 of Wands, I would just say that if you find yourself getting pulled into egotistical discussions, or someone's trying to prod you or antagonize you, I would walk away, because what can happen this month is that you might say something and then there's no coming back from it, okay? Fourth week, you got the Lovers card, great energy. It's right under that 8 of Pentacles. I feel like this is going to be an evolving month for you, Virgo, meaning that there's a lot of change, there's a lot of things happening. And at the end of the month, with that 8 of Pentacles, you're kind of going back and revisiting and relearning and reskilling and seeing, hey, what can I do better? Or gosh, this is kind of taken off, but how can I set myself up to be more stable? Etc. But with the Lovers card, you might have to make some decisions on, the best path forward. The Lovers card doesn't always have to mean necessarily a choice in love, even though in many ways it does. But I think if anything, it's you choosing what you have been doing, what is very familiar to you, and compared to what you want to do and what you love to do. And so the Lovers card can actually mean a very challenging decision. That's its historical meaning, is really having to make a choice. So for some of you, you're going to have to make a choice on what path you want to go down, and what approach you really want to take. But either way, with the 8 of Pentacles energy over the Lovers card, I would take the time, really evaluate things. This is not a rush decision that you should be making. This might be a challenging decision, but it doesn't mean that you need to rush into making one right away, okay? So Virgo, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe. It always means the world to me if you do. Make sure you follow me on TikTok and Instagram, because I post a lot there, and you can get free insights, so you can get kind of more extra readings. Thank you so much for watching, and everything else is in the description box if you're interested in booking a reading with me, and I'll see you next month. Bye.